Good evening and welcome everyone to this virtual open house on Hugo Ray Park and pickleball. My name is Andrew Banks and I'm the Senior Manager of Parks for West Vancouver. This is the outline of this evening's presentation. After the presentation, Ian Harris, our Parks Planning and Development Manager, and myself will be available for questions. Hugo Ray Park and pickleball. This slide illustrates the location of Hugo Ray Park. Hugo Ray Park is being considered for dedicated pickleball courts as per the slide bullets. There are locations within the park that are away from homes. There is available parking. There is access to park washrooms. There is available space for future expansion of pickleball courts. And this park can accommodate the proposed dedicated pickleball courts from a traffic and parking perspective. This is why Hugo Ray Park was chosen to be considered for pickleball. Now moving on to evaluating possible locations within Hugo Ray Park. To help in determine the optimal location for pickleball courts within the park, the following key criteria were used. First bullet, minimize the impact of courts on existing park amenities and users. Hugo Ray Park has 2 sports fields. There are a total of 93 parking stalls in the park, washrooms, change rooms, and the pavilion clubhouse. The building of pickleball courts will increase the park's usage, and it's desirable to have this increased usage carefully incorporated to minimize the impact on current park users. Second bullet, minimize the impact of the noise of the sport on nearby homes. Playing pickleball creates a distinctive sound. Sound levels also increase when there are many players. To minimize the impact of the noise of the sport, it is now advisable to locate dedicated pickleball courts well away from homes. Next bullet. Construction considerations and costs. Portions of Hugo Ray Park were used as a landfill decades ago, and there is also imported fill of unknown quality over the entire site. In addition, records indicate that waste was burnt on the site. These factors indicate possible ground instability and contamination. Next bullet. Ability to expand and add more dedicated pickleball courts in future phases. Due to the increasing popularity of pickleball sport, it is now advisable to plan for the ability to expand in the future if possible. On the consideration of these criteria, 2 locations within Hugo Ray Park were recommended for community consultation. I will now review those 2 options, options A and C, as per the slide here. Option A, east of the pavilion clubhouse. Option A would have a low impact on the current usage of the park and utilize an underused area of the park. This option is not expected to have a significant impact with the noise of the sport on homes west and south of the park. This location allows for the future expansion of pickleball courts in its vicinity. There will be removal of trees if this option proceeds. The Class D estimate for this option is $516,000. Option C, north of Pavilion Clubhouse. Option C would impact the current usage of the park as it affects circulation between the Pavilion Clubhouse and the parking lot and between the sports fields. This location will be visually prominent to homes west of the park and current users of the park. This option is not expected to have a significant impact with the noise of the sport on homes west and south of the park. This location allows for the future expansion of pickleball courts. There is no tree removal with this option. The preliminary cost D estimate for this Class D estimate for this option is $465,000. With regards to sound, playing pickleball creates a distinctive sound. Sound levels also increase when there are many players. A preliminary acoustic study has been undertaken. This study showed that the locations of dedicated pickleball courts shown in option A and C are not expected to have a significant impact from the noise of the sport on homes west and south of the park. With regards to traffic and parking, a transportation assessment study was undertaken to better understand the traffic and parking implications for installing 4 dedicated pickleball courts at Hugo Ray Park. The transportation study concludes that 4 dedicated pickleball courts at Hugo Ray Park will have a negligible traffic impact on nearby streets, and that added parking activity can be accommodated by the existing parking lots. Hugo Ray Park history. Portions of Hugo Ray Park were used as a landfill decades ago, potentially causing ground instability and contamination. The preliminary engineering assessment for Hugo Ray Park indicates that option A and C are suitable for building pickleball courts. Further environmental assessment work is currently underway to determine if there's any contaminants of concern that will affect either options A or C. Trees and option A and C. The trees identified in option A that will be impacted if this location is chosen are small to medium diameter secondary succession trees that are grown in a firmly disturbed area of the park. If this option proceeds, a detailed tree inventory will be completed to determine the tree species, size, and number of trees affected. Option C does not require tree removal. Costs. The cost estimates for Hugo Ray Park takes into consideration current market pricing for the installation of sports courts in Metro Vancouver and the conditions at Hugo Ray Park. Funding. In discussions with the district's financial services division, the 2022 capital approved funding of $192,000 for sports courts could be augmented with funding from the Community Amenity Contributions Fund, known as the CAC Fund, and that could pay for the building of courts at Hugo Ray Park. Other sites considered for pickleball in the district. Staff have reviewed possible sites in the district for dedicated pickleball courts. Most sites in the district are not suitable, primarily due to their proximity to homes. With regards to Ambleside Park, it is one of the district's busiest parks with many activities and limited parking during peak usage. The bike skills area at Glen Eagles Community Centre is being considered in the future as a potential location for pickleball courts, and it will serve the western area of the municipality for pickleball. One final comment: there is no plans to install lights for pickleball play at Hugo Ray. With that, it concludes my PowerPoint.